Okay, all right. We got some audio, it seems like. Ha ha! You cannot defeat me. Microphone decided that the battery was dead. So hopefully you can hear me. And if you can't hear me, say something in the chat. Holla if you hear me. It might sound a little bit hollow and weird because that's how these microphones and headphones are versus this nicer microphone. Sorry about that. DTM, let's go. Let's do some art. Let's talk about the 24-hour comic book challenge and see how far we got. Let me know how far you got. Did you try it? Did you do it? Did you jump in and get the opportunity to be creative? Thank you for joining us. And hopefully you can hear me now. And if you're on Twitch, somehow I'm getting a bad reception on Twitch. So let me know what it sounds like to you on Twitch. And if the stream looks good, okay, come on. Let me see. Oh, there it goes. We do have some audio. I did turn it up as high as it'll go. Let me know what it sounds like to you and what we got going on. Let me see input. I'm gonna kick it up a little bit more to make sure we as high as it can go. But that's because I failed to check on the audio levels and I failed to check my um, stream info. So it's got a little bit of older info on there. That's okay. All right, so let's get to it. What do we do? What are we doing? What did we do? We worked on the 24-page comic for the 24 hours comic book challenge. And I say we because it was me and maybe you. If any one of you got on it and jumped on it and created something, then please share. Feel free to share it in the Discord. We do have a link in the description of this video for the Discord. And if you don't see it, I can grab it for you. Let me see. Where is it? Where is that? Let's draw together. Tools, Discord. There we go. Boom, copy. And I'm gonna drop it in the chat for all of you. Anybody who wants to join us in the Discord, you're free to do it. I am streaming to the Discord right now, and you get to say things to me, and I can hear you. I can see the chat, but I can hear you. All right, so let me finish pouring me a cup of coffee here. Just a late afternoon cup of coffee, and let's get to it. Let's go. All right, so here is the final result of my 24 hours. And it's more like I say 12 hours or less because of the amount of time that I actually have available. But it's enough to get me to this point. I started yesterday at 5:30 p.m. I started to stream from Challenges, Games, and Comics, and then I started the idea. We talked about my process, and then after I left the comic book store, I came home and I started working on the script. And I have a ton of script analysis paralysis that I don't want to get into, but I did enlist the help of AI to help me understand my idea. And there was one benefit, many drawbacks. I didn't use any of the content the AIs gave me, only because I didn't like what they wrote. And I say they because I use ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, and AI Studio by Google. So what's up, Jimmy Flame in the house? It says this looks jamming. Let me show you. So now that I have your attention, let me go over what happened, how it happened, where AI came in, and what was good about it. So let me turn off this layer and turn on this layer. I am in Adobe Fresco. I'm on the Surface. I do have my Surface device right here. Yay, yay. And let's take a look. Yesterday, when I was streaming, I told you about my idea for the comic book. And so, again, it is El Chapulín Colorado matched up with Absolute Batman. So we got an Absolute Chapulín Colorado. There is I'm going to pull that up so you can see it too. There's an episode that my story is based on. There's a Chapulín Colorado episode, and my story is based on that episode. And I'm gonna pull that up so that you can see how it all began. There it is, open link. Come on, I said open link. And so there it is in Chapulín, Colorado. It's a story in a museum. It has to do with mummies, and he did fight a mummy. I forgot about that part. Uh, and But it was a person inside a disguise. And then let me see. There goes the real mummy, and then the replacement mummy. Let me see. Everybody took off because it was an accident. And so as she leaves, and then she asks for help, that's when the Chapulín Colorado shows up. And then there goes the crooks. Um, Stealing the mummy from the sarcophagus. There goes the fake mummy, which is a person inside a mummy suit. He's gonna get in the sarcophagus. And so the whole episode is spent with the bad guys trying to trick this lady in the Chapulín Colorado that their friend is better, and they're trying to take the mummy out of there while leaving the friend as the mummy because he's there to scare the lady because he is lover scorned. And so the whole episode is pretty funny. There's the mummy, and he's gonna go into action. He's there to scare the people, and so Chapulín Colorado is there by himself with the mummy, and he's like, These guys are still trying to get out. And how do I move forward just a few? There we go. So he's just sitting there, and then he's like, look at the acting of the Chapulín. He's like, what the? I think I see. I feel something is off. Something is off. What? And then he's not moving. He's like, no, that can't be right. And so he's like, oh, I guess I'm gonna move right here. I'm gonna play it off. No, I'm out. And he's out of here. And then he bumps into the crooks. Anyway, so this is the story. It's very funny. It's hardly. He's never in danger. No one's ever in danger in these stories. It's just a Chapulín, and he's a little bit of a softy and fun-loving person. He's a little bit of a coward. He doesn't like. He will fight though. He will fight. He is not gonna. Let me see. There goes the face. I want to show his. There he goes. Like he got scared. So he's standing there waiting on the lady again, and now the mummy's moving. And look at his face. He's like, what the? Wait a minute. This can't be good. Oh. And then it cuts back, and he's trying to play it off, but he's like, "Oh, there you go. That's the scared. Like, oh, like when you're a kid, you're like, and then he's moving off, and then here comes the mummy and so on. And I think did they fight? Not yet. They're trying to figure out what's going on, what's happening, and then the mummy is looking around for the lady to scare the lady. And this guy's like, "Wait a minute!" And he got scared by the suit, and now he sees the mummy, and now he passes out. And he's still to come back from commercial breaks, so he's like, oh no, and he's praying. He's like, don't get me out of here, somebody save me. And this guy talks back and then he drops him. But I think they do fight. Let me see. Yeah, they no, don't show the fight. Yeah, they're fighting now. So now, boom, he's hitting them with the things he finds. These guys put the mummy back and whatever. All right, at the end of the day, they find out this guy was just a stalker, and the police came and he got the bad guys, and the police got the stalker. And so, but then at the end, it's always something kind of comedy where Chapulín is he's fighting against the real mummy, but that's because the mummy scared him, and it looks like the mummy hit him, and so now he punching the mummy again. Anyways, that's the inspiration, written by the produced and written by Chespirito, who is the producer of a lot of the Chapulín, Colorado, El Chavo, and other characters from back in the day. All right, so that's the inspiration for the story. And so yesterday, the idea was that I was going to recreate that story, create storyboards and panels and pages so that I can then retell the story, but in a different way with absolute Chapulín Colorado. And so my idea was that in 24 pages, I was going to have the opening, the setup, where there's a museum, there's ancient artifacts, The stories abound of security missing and new hires constantly being hired, new guards. They get spooked, they get scared, they pray and meditate for protection, and then the mummies attack them. The Chapulín Colorado comes to save. He battles the mummies and wins easily. And the story kept going. The Chapulín Colorado's decides to do a little bit of research. He has questions like, and returns to investigate, like what's going on at the museum, like what's up with these mummies, and so he partners up with the guard to understand why there's the people have come up missing, where the guards go, where the mummies taking people, what happened, and so there's a bigger battle. Chapulín Colorado is finally defeats everybody, but the battle rages on to the daytime, which is when the mummies retreat, and so Chapulín and the guard survive. And then Chapulín figures out that the mummies are after the curator. The mummies want to be returned to their original place where they're from, so they can rest in peace. So that's the big story. And so I wrote all this. I wrote the plot. I typed it out, and it's not that long. It's not that much, but it was enough to get me to where I then asked ChatGPT to make it a real comic book plot, and so I did that. And let me just see if I can pull it up fast without spending a lot of time here looking it up. So one thing that I wanted to make sure I did was to have the quotes. So anytime El Chapulín Colorado is summoned, he is summoned by someone who's in trouble, and they always ask, "¿Quién podrá defendernos?" Like, who's gonna help me? Who's gonna defend me? And then it's yo, El Chapulín Colorado, and so that's whenever he's on the scene, things change. Another thing that Chapulín Colorado says is calma, que no panda el cúnico, and that's a play on words where pánico is the word, and um, uh, no, no cunda el púnico. It's the word is cundo, I believe, and is means that to not over get real, not to panic, not to over panic. But the way he says it, he flips words, kind of like when uh, when you say when there's a saying and then you kind of change some words around, or what's another one when you change a letter um, from one word to another word, and you change that letter from that second word back to the other word. You mess up a saying. So he has sayings, and some of them sound messed up, but you get the point of what he's trying to say. When he defeats people, or when he wins, or when things work out, El Chapulín Colorado likes to say, "No contaban con mi astucia." Or when he figures something out, or people figured out something, and he was the last one to know, he acts like he did know the whole time. Says, "Lo sospeché de un principio." Like, I knew this from the beginning. So then here's my script. So I started to write down some facts, the museum, the mummies, the guards disappearing, the haunted stories. There's a typo right there. Security office cannot keep the staff together. I gave some of the people names. Antonio is the one of the guards that disappeared. Um, Paul is one of the VP of security, and then the current security for the story is Rogelio. And so his first night he walks. So what was that? He has to walk. Okay, these dark corridors. Got it. So as Rogelio walks around, he prays for protection and from any evil spirits or anything else. What I did not, and so what I wanted to include is that in the story is that there's everybody knows that there's this place is haunted. So as later that night at 3 in the morning, several mummies come from around the corner and attack Rogelio from behind. They grab him, and while being dragged, Rogelio cries out for help. ¿Quién podrá defenderme? Like, who can help me? And so then that's when El Chapulín Colorado shows up. And so from the darkness, the leg knocks off one of the mummies. It starts beating up the mummies. Rogelio lives in disbelief. His savior is a myth, a story his grandparents told at bedtime to give comfort to a child worried about monsters in the closet. This savior, this being, the separation, is darkness himself with a tint of red, horns from every inch of his shoulders and back. At the end of the night, Rogelio is left by himself in a dark, lonely hallway to pick himself up and staggered back to his guard desk, ready to sign his resignation letter. He is out of here. So he quits. Rogelio's like, nah, I'm good. So that's like the plot that I wanted to put together. And this is, and so I ran that through AI, and what I got back was a little convoluted because my plot was not well thought through, and it's too long. It's very long compared to what I really wanted here, like the return of the mummies to where they came from and all that stuff. And so I looked at my results, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to take a little bit from here, take a little bit from there to get the the story that I want out of it. So where are my? This is recent. Oh, this is the wrong. Oh, is it? Let me see. Yes, I was in the wrong place. How that happened? Oh yeah. Got it. And so there goes Google AI, Gemini, Copilot, and ChatGPT. All of them did a good job of setting up the story arc, right? Using the plot that I gave them. But some of them were giving me less than 24 pages. Some of them were adding things that I did not like. And at the end, the ChatGPT gave me the better um, plot, the better script, and one of the other ones actually gave me the script written the way you would a comic book. So this is kind of the one. Yeah, this is it. So it has the page, the panel, the caption, the description. This is pretty good stuff. Like they did really good. But I don't like the story. I don't like what they wrote. I don't like how they put it together. I also, another one of my results was that it gave me um, the images. I made it create images. And so I wanted to see like how far AI can help me. AI Studio, actually, this is from Google. How far could the AI go into setting up the panels for me? And so there's the Chapulin Colorado. I did upload some of my artwork for Chapulin Colorado. So it's using the artwork that I uploaded to render and generate these images. But it's like it's cool, but it's not right. It's not what I want. So here's where you see some of the panels that it created. There goes the cassette tape, there goes the director, there goes the guard, the mummies. It's pretty good. This is like all right. He's got his little cross in his hands. Yeah, he's doing good. He's walking further and further, but he found a dead body. No, that's not it. We don't have that in my story. There goes the mummies though. They attack him, and he tries to fight out. But why is there two guards there? I don't know. But down now there's only one guard. Um, and so then there goes the boot of Chapulín Colorado. He's here. ¿Quién podrá defenderme? And then there's a Chapulín Colorado. That's hard. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. I like that suit, the way they did that. He's got a lot of spikes. And so then Chapulín Colorado's hands is crushing, but he's back there, and then his arms are up here. So which is it? So it's cool. What it gave me is cool, and then it transposed the scared guard's face into Chapulín Colorado's body, and now he's tough again. So it's kind of a little bit off, but okay, no problem. He quits and he's out of here. He's out. He's gone. So this was some cool experiments to see what AI could do for me along the way. I don't want AI to do all the work for me, just enough to keep me moving forward, because you can sit here and overthink a lot of stuff, and now you got to file all this up, and you're stuck on the trying to fit everything that you had in mind, which is why I did benefit from the AI scripts, because I saw it, I read it, and I was like, yeah, it's too long, it's too confusing, and I would not want to read this, so I don't like that. I don't like it. So what can I do to make it better? And so you have something, AI helps you along with something, and then you go in and start editing and then adjusting now that you have something to work with. And AI comes in once you already started something. So you don't get AI to start or end something for you, you get it to help you along the way. All right, so let's turn off the script that I wrote yesterday and now talk about the script that I ended up with this morning. So this morning, after I created the scripts last night, I was right by the time I went to bed, I was thinking about how I was going to end the comic, and I realized it's too long. So today, I decided that I was going to stick with the beginning, a beginning of the story that gets people interested, and then by the end of the first comic book, you kind of invested and want to know, well, what's up with Chapulín Colorado, and I want to see more of the stories, right? And so here it goes. Act one, page one. Millions of people a year step on these floors. So this is going to be a big hall for the museum. You know what? This is going to be stairs right here. That's what we're going to do. So that's going to be a lot of stairs. You're going to have to watch the stream so you can get to the whole story. Jimmy Flynn says it's like having access to a creative director 24/7, like a real director. You can modify, reject, or push back on ideas. I agree, an AI system for this stuff can come in handy. You said it right, Jimmy Flynn. That is correct. And currently, I am out of credits with Adobe Firefly, but I plan to run through some of these prompts that I'm going to create out of these panels and pages to see what comes up. It just won't be part of the 24-hour comic book because I'm already down to the last hour. And so this is what we get for 24 hours. But later, I think I can expand on it to see more. What can AI assistant do to push those ideas back, forward, etc. Good answer. So here, what I want to do is have these are stairs. These are all stairs, right? So they're walking up. That's good. All right, so there we go. So that's the museum, right? So the setting is the museum. And then this is some of the rules about sequential storytelling. I had to think about them and make sure they're included. The AI did good in making sure that we have a story arc, act one, two, three, a big climax, a reveal, all those things, and so but also I adjusted the things to how I felt that it should flow a little bit better, and I made adjustments along the way. All right, so it says so now we're in a meeting. We got the new hire and the director, and so he says, "Hey, your resume is impressive," and I guess this is this is a hall where there's sculptures and things. So let's put some legs here, like somebody's sitting here, right? That's what that is. Good. And then and maybe like a little plaque. There we go. So that's an exhibit. So here's our guy, and he says, "Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate this." Got it. So this is our guy. He is our new hire, and this is our current director. So I'm trying to reshape his face and his hair, and let's go. He looks like this. That's how he looks. So he's looking down. Let's give him a beard. All right, good. Just cause. No real reason. Got it. So he says, all I ask is that you show up on time and keep your eye on keep the museum safe. And so I wrote a bunch of words everywhere, and I'm not gonna take the time to fix that right now. I just needed to write the story as I'm drawing the pictures. I don't want to spend a lot of time writing the script and making the script clean, and then going into working on the drawings, and then go back and fixing the script because I see different things later when I'm drawing the story. So I kind of like to write it and draw it at the same time. AI just helped me organize my thoughts, and so let's go here. Let's see. Yeah. So let's right here. I need to say, "You got it, boss." And so he's smiling. Let's go his nose. So this is the new hire's face. So "You got it, boss." There you go. Got it. Cool. So that caption goes with that panel there. And then now we see the boss here. thinking to himself, the countless ads trying to fill the position of the night watch, the paperwork. I'm tired of all the paperwork, and there's a newspaper with the help wanted section and stuff, and so we can see that the head security has been hiring constantly. Like, what's going on? He says the checks that keep piling up, and so these are checks that people never came to pick up because those night watchmen disappeared. And then now there's a cassette tape here, and it says Antonio's favorite Walkman got left behind. I wonder what happened to Antonio. So kind of just adding a little bit what happened. And all of these are going to be captions and dialogue. Got it. Boom. So the next page. So now it's the first day. Rogelio. First day. And so he's at the locker room. He's getting ready. He has a bald head with the hair on the sides. And so he's getting things together, and I kind of just did a real rough. These are thumbnails. This is what you call thumbnails. It says, I'm lucky I got this job. I need to pay bills. I can take care of my kids. So he has his clipboard, he has his uniform, and he's ready to go, right? That's it. So he's ready. He has a picture of La Virgen de Guadalupe, the Virgin Mary, in his locker. He has his little rosary, and he's holding it in his hand, and he kisses it. He's kissing the rosary. All right, got it. So there's the rosary, and he's happy. Got it. Then the next page, he's saying, "Thank you, boss," and he's going about his day. And so the boss says, "Cool, good luck. See you tomorrow," something like that. See you tomorrow. And then and he's thinking and so right now we see the boss back here in the office, and outside the office door we see the guard. And so the guard is walking out, and vice president of security says, "Poor guy, another one for the darkness." Um, and so he yells, "Stick to the map." So the boss is still saying, "Stick to the map." And so we can see the clipboard and we can see the map. So there's a map here. I downloaded a couple of maps from other um, from museums, and so I think I'm going to play on one of those. And like, these are very fancy schmancy looking maps. That's cool. That I like her looks. I want to add her to the story somewhere along the way. This is another map that's cool. I like this. It's like got a lot of hallways and rooms and things like that as you would expect. This one's a very nice looking map. This is a I forget where it's the Met Fifth Avenue. Yeah, that'd be nice. I use that as a reference. Museum of Science. I like how they got the different floors, layouts. Got it. So that's kind of cool. All right. So there's a map, and then you can see in the last couple frames where he's the boss is thinking. Que la Virgen te proteja. So he's saying it in his mind to that so that the new hire, he is protected. Got it. So this is all the setup, it's all the setup. So here we go. He's that night watchman, the guard. He is walking down the halls. He has his clipboard. He's going about his business. Do 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 do. Walking. There's paintings and fine art. He's walking the halls, and there's like these big statues, and it's go like have like the information for each place. Think of Hellboy in the first movie, right? The museum and all these artifacts and things. He walks by a big statue of somebody. Bam. Like, I think that's where the boss was talking to him during the interview. So there it goes. Got that. All right, good. And then he and so all along I want him to think things to himself. And you can only imagine like what your thoughts would be when you're the night watchman and you walk around a museum and you're looking at things and oh, this is nice, or oh, I didn't know this existed, or this is a very cool artifact or something. And there's like a little Fabergé egg or something right here, right? He's got the And so I wanted to say like, oh, that looks like Charlie Brown, something like that. I can admire the prices of the ages, or something like that. I just wrote something. And so now he's looking at his map, and so here's the guy, his hat, and he got his guard hat. And he says, I think I just walked in the whole compound, or the whole museum, like that everybody should say. So, the whole museum. And so he's got his checklist, and he's still got the map, right? There's still the map. And then it says, but there are dark hallways. And so this one door says keep out. And then there's another door back here. And the door back here says do not enter. But he still walks in. He's like, in locked rooms. There's dark hallways and dark rooms. And so he opens the door. And he's looking through the door. Like, this guy's crazy. Why would he do that? Right? So he's looking. And then we turn the page and we see, oh, it's just a harmless warehouse, and there's a ton of boxes and things. No, okay. Here's where we need to have like the lights and stuff, so on. All right, got it. And then he says, oh, lots of boxes, and so he still has his clipboard, and he's still standing around. Those are his arms and his body, and he's got his hair and his hat. Got it. Then he says, they've been here a long time, and so he could touch it. He could probably touch it. And I think that's one of the catalysts of where the next thing. There you go. So he's touched it. Why would he touch it? Why is he in there? It said keep out. It said do not enter. It says, but it's not in any of the museum's list. That's what it says. And so he's looking down, and he's holding the mhm, the um the clipboard. He's holding the clipboard, and he's sitting there looking down at his clipboard. There goes a hand. You see, there goes a hand right here, and then there goes somebody looking from around the boxes, and another person. And then as he's looking down, he probably said something else, and then there goes a hand reaching out at him. Oh snap! It's about to go crazy. It's about to get bad around here. This is his hand, and there goes his arm. Got it. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. It's his hair. All right. And so now it says, so now he feels the hand like, says someone's playing tricks. He's screaming, like he's yelling back, right? You've just been startled, and because he thought he was by himself, he's scared, so he lets go of the clipboard. The clipboard slams on the ground. It says, I have, and so he's yelling. He's still yelling, I have a weak heart. So whoever grabbed them, he's trying to talk to them, and he says, "Get off me!" And he swings his arms, and you see more hands coming at him. Then you flip the page, and it's a big mummy, and there's another mummy right here. There it goes, like that. Maybe another hand there. Okay, there goes the arms. There go the arms of the mummy. So it's two mummies that he can see. And so there now you can see three. It says, "Who are you? What do you want?" So he's yelling and stuff, and so his hat flies off, his guard hat, and he goes his hair, and he's like, "No, no," and he's dropping. All the papers are flying around, right? And then he's like, "I got kids at home," so he decides to fight back. So he just punches somebody, he goes smack. And then, but there's too many mummies. They're grabbing them. They grab them from all around. There's hands all on them. You know, it's just not easy for him to break free, right? So there you go. That's his arm. This mummy is right here, grabbing him. Maybe go like this. Yeah, and that's his arm. And so then, so now they're dragging him. So here, I can't remember what I did, how it looks. I can't tell. He's getting dragged. This is supposed to be some sick people. It looks like he's getting dragged. And he says, no. And now he says the magic words. ¿Quién podrá defenderme? So these magic words need to be like down here. Right there. And then there's no, needs to be like real big. No. And of course all this is gonna be kind of shaded in. It's darkness. It's darkness. So after he's so this is now we're in the underworld, Act 2, right? The danger is in he's in danger. Rogelio's in danger. It's going down. It's going bad. Everything is going bad now. So there he goes. So now, so when he says, "¿Quién podrá defenderme?" The next page it says, "Yo." And so now we see a big hand, like this huge hand, huge fist, just punching, smack, little tooth spits out his mouth. The mummy gets punched. You see the punch coming through. And then like a kick. You see a kick, and so the mummy is getting kicked. You see the arm here. There goes the hand. Oh, I like this. There you go. So that's the mummy. And then we see an uppercut. So this is an uppercut right here. So boom. There it goes. This is the wrist. There goes the forearm. There goes the elbow, and then the arm, the shoulder, and it's like. So now it's an uppercut, and so here it looks a little not right, but there it goes. This is the body, and then the neck separates because he just knocked his head off. Got it. So then the next page, he's punching somebody else, but he punches somebody, and he punches through them, right? So now we have another right hand. Bam! So right now we still only see the back or pieces of El Chapulín Colorado. We don't see this whole body. We don't see everything. And so then there goes one of the mummies, and looking around, about to get into the fray, trying to figure out what's happening, and a hand just coming from behind. There you go. That's it. Is rising. The hand in the background is rising. It's reaching for the mummy, and it's crushing his head. So now the mummies have been defeated, and Rogelio's on the ground. You can see his hat right here. And maybe the clipboard here. And he's like, wait, stop. He says, wait. And who are you? Who are you? Maybe not. Who are you? Wait, you killed them all, or wait, you helped me. Oh, you beat them or something like that. You beat them. I'll think of this better stuff. You beat them, and it says, and then now El Chapulín Colorado says, no contaban con mi astucia. So that's one of his sayings. and it's just dark. All you see his glowing eyes. Maybe they're red or something. And so then we turn the scene, and now we can see um, Rogelio from behind. He's back here. He's still on the ground. There goes his arm and his hands and so on. And he's like, he's real. And so, and back in the back, we see El Chapulín Colorado. This is his body right here, but it's kind of obscured. But we know that's a big, large body. Now we see more clues on this body, and he's thinking the myths are really true. So that's what the word is to be here. Really true. He is the protector of the people, and you can see um, uh, you can see a Chapulín Colorado reaching down and helping him get up. Next page, and Rogelio got out his stuff, and he's like, I gotta get out of here. He's out. He's gone. He needs to go. That's his face, and he doesn't even have his hat, and then you can see the door that he had walked into that said, "Do not enter." I think. Uh, what did it say? Yeah, do not enter. And then finally, he's walking back through the museum. You can see all the different things in the museum that he passed by the first time around. So now you see him walking back through on the way back out of the museum towards the security office. And so paintings and let me see, yeah, paintings. Let's see some paintings here. The the person sitting on the chair, all that is there. The egg, maybe another painting, a sculpture, kind of telling what it's about and so on. And then finally you got paintings, more paintings. So all of the different things that we saw as he was walking in, um, then we see all those things on his way out. And these are just his thoughts or something. I had to write out some things that are gonna go in there. And he's thinking they told us stories. They told us stories of a mythical superhero. He wields a hammer, and there goes. And so as he's thinking these things, you kind of see the things that he's talking about. There goes the hammer. He can stop time with a simple sound, and there goes the horn. He has a horn, and then he appears in life and death situations. So that's like a building that's on fire. They go to police, and so obviously somehow the Chapulín Colorado did something there. And then it says no one can hide from him. Come on, I do. Got it. And let's say because I'm doing a lot of stuff. And so you can't see his face. You really can't see his face. I want you to just see some details of his face, but not his whole face. Like that. There you go. Got it. Good. Okay, somebody might have said something I missed in there. Okay. Cool. And so no one can hide from him. And then you can see his face a little bit, and now there you go. He is the darkness. So yeah, this Chapulín Colorado is dark. It's much different than the Chapulín Colorado we're used to. But he still has his antennas. He has his tenors. Got it. And so, yep, come on. So now, that's the big reveal. There's just a double page spread, and you can see his whole body, and maybe, we can see some of the spikes. That. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be intense. Then we flip the page, and Rogelio's back in his locker, and he's putting away his things and putting his clothes back on. He's like, "Yeah, I'm out of here." He puts the clipboard on the boss's desk. There it is, and then and he walks out the museum. He's got his head down. He's like, "You gotta go." Maybe give him a hat like this. There you go. He's got a hat. So he has a hat. There he goes. He says, "Time to find a new job. Um, I'm not going to doubt El Chapulín Colorado ever again." He's walking off into to the city, and it says, "Let the darkness take care of the darkness." And I want some spooky looking things here. And then you flip the page, and now you get a full reveal for El Chapulín Colorado. And it says, "Calma, que panda el único." Que no panda el único. That's the word now. Que no panda el único. It says, "Calm down, do not panic." And so there goes the Chapulín Colorado. He's got the full view of his massive body and insane size, and maybe even the thing is sticking out. There he goes, like, right. And I was looking at the AI images, and I liked how some of the details were there, so I may find a way to incorporate it, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. But I think I can go a little further than the way the absolute Batman looks. Anyways, here's some monsters ready to attack. There's something here with a bunch of teeth, and then there's a big monster thing with big horns. It's muscle bound. There's a small creature here. Looks like another mummy. Another mummy right here. These are all mummies, and then a bunch of skulls everywhere. Another mummy coming out of the skulls, sticking out the skulls. Like, yeah, I'm about to do some damage and stuff. There we go. So he's the darkness deals with the darkness, and then the last frame is El Chapulín Colorado. And I'm trying to think of like a goodbye kind of quote that I haven't thought of it just yet, but it'd be nice if there was a quote, and maybe something that El Chapulín Colorado says. He does have a saying. It says faster than a speeding bullet, something like that. All right, let me save this. Uh, mhm. Chapulín Colorado. Oh, más rápido que una tortuga. That's it. There you go. Más ágil que una tortuga. Let me see. Más fuerte que un ratón. Más noble que una lechuga. Su escudo es un corazón. There you go. That's what we're going to say right there. Those are the words. Those are the words. Copy. I'm just going to drop it in here. And, because we have text. We got text. There we go. And, come on. You are not helping. There he goes. There it is. And paste it. Más ágil que una tortuga. Más fuerte. And I'm going to break that back up. Más fuerte que un ratón. que una lechuga, su escudo es un corazón. Yes, there we go. We're going to take that part out and duplicate layer. Got it. And so we're going to, duplicate layer. And so let's get this here. Nope. Not this one. This one. There it goes. Done. And change the text. You gotta click on this thing here. There. Okay, so this is that saying. I'll select that. I gotta go here. So that's gonna be part of the last panel. I knew I'd think it through. I got lots of good ideas. Now let's take off this part. Su escudo es un corazón. Es el Chapulín Colorado. And there we go. We got it. We got it, yo. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oops. There we go. Done. And let's just move it. Can I move it? No. Gotta go like this. I got to. Okay. There. So that's how it ends with the saying, right? That's wild. You were able to do the entire layout, all the pages in 24 hours. Thank you, Jimmy Flynn, all by myself. Yeah, yeah. It's pretty cool. I appreciate it. I thought so. You know, just sitting here, imagination, man. That's all you gotta do is exercise that imagination. I think I would have gotten further if I'd have been able to have more time in the last 2 days this weekend. And but I feel pretty good for the time that I spent on it, you know. And when you take advantage of AI, you're able to further your thought process. Okay, so we got the text, we got the panels, we got the thumbnails. I'm just gonna point out a couple more things. Let's see. This is El Chapulín Colorado. Is created by Roberto Gomez Bolaños, and episode is Las momias no se venden, pero sí se venden. That's a long title, but that's it. And so my comic is inspired by it, but it's totally rewritten for a whole different kind of mood, and it's called The Night Watch. Maybe the darkness. But anyways, The Night Watch is what I started with. Oh no, it's running low. We'll get to it. And that is what I what I there was a what I when I was writing some of these sections, the name came to me and said, I'm gonna roll with that. So it's 24 pages, 24 hours, one artist, one writer, and I played around with the logo, which I've done that already before, but I think I like that Chapulín Colorado on the bottom, and here it's gonna say El. So let's say El Absolute. So that's gonna be one line, and then Chapulín Colorado the other line, and there it is. That's all of it. Let's go ahead and save it. I'm running low on juice on this thing, and so let's do a quick export. That's next right there, El Santo. Let's go into the folder. 24 hours, drawings, work in progress, and that's it. Version 2. Boom. Save it, and there it goes. That's it. I got it. I did all that I set out to do. Let me see how much juice do I have. Oh, 6%. So the lessons. What are the takeaways here? The takeaways are you should just start with something. Start with something and get going. Just try it out. See how far you can get any given time. Use references. Use inspirations from other places, but make something. And that's what I was able to make. I got back on it this morning around 8 o'clock. and I worked nonstop until 2, I think. Broke for lunch. So I feel pretty good. I wanted to stream this at challenges, but I knew that just getting ready to go to challenges and then setting up was going to take away time from drawing. So I didn't want to break up my drawing time. Otherwise, you would have seen me at challenges. Anybody who wants to stop by the comic book store and ask for some free comics, let me know. I have to be there because I know where the free comics are. They're actually free, and they're somewhere around here. I got a bunch of them here. I have a bunch of them at the store. They're promotional comics, short stories, and you, if you have a budget, buy what you want, but just take what you can get and use that as inspiration. Look at it. Look at how they tell stories. Look at how they compose the images, the frames, the panels, the pages, and work on your own. If you don't have your own original characters, then find a character that you like. I like Batman. There it is. Batman. And I like Chapulin Colorado. Boom. Let's mash it up together, see what happens. So that's what I got for you today. Thank you for hanging out with me for 24 hours. I know you weren't around the whole time. I wasn't around the whole time, but I was. You seen the beginning, you seen the end. If you didn't see the beginning, go check out the other video, the start, the kickoff for the 24-hour comic book day challenge. I am going to upload all of this artwork to Behance so that you can see my process. I'm going to upload the scripts. I'm going to upload a lot of the reference images and the resources that I pulled to work on this on Adobe Fresco. So you can download or use the notes or just check out my process and try your own self. All you need is 24 hours. All you need is a few hours. All you need is 1 hour. Just write it out, sketch it out, use an app like Fresco, or if you have an Android phone, you can use Photoshop or any other app that's out there. Right now, Affinity is free, so go ahead and use Affinity on your iPad. And boom, just get your notes out, get the sketches, start working, see where it leads. You may like it, you may not, but it's all about getting that experience in. I am DTM Delta Tango Mike. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you, Jimmy Flame, for the chat and on Facebook, and to Special Lexa K. I think so. I think I said it right. Special Lexa K. Appreciate you. Thank y'all for hanging out. And let me know what you're working on. Check out the links in the description of the video. Check out the links in the chat. And you can join us on the Discord, where I have a lot of one-on-one sessions and where we get to work on your projects. See what you're working on, and let's talk about it. Let's figure it out and get you going in the direction you want to go with your art. I am DTM, Delta Tango Mike. Find me anywhere on the internet, Delta Tango Mike. And I will catch you tomorrow morning at 8:30 when I have my next stream. There you go. Boom. See you at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. Until next time, I am DTM. Peace out.